Good afternoon, Charlene Metoyer. It looks like it's Metoyer, but it's not. It's Metoyer. It's French. Charlene has lived in Costa Mesa for 38 years. Her 4 children went to Newport Mesa schools, culminating in Costa Mesa High School. She has served the community as a PTA and PFO president. Charlene has been an elementary and middle school teacher, the first district science and math coordinator, and the principal of East Bluff and Harborview Elementary Schools. Wow, that is some resume. Okay, I have questions, and I'll tell everybody I've got, we only have a short amount of time, so try to, be concise, I think. What do you think are the 3 most important issues facing Newport Mesa next year?
I think one of the 3 is a rigorous academic curriculum. By rigorous, because we hear that a lot, I mean a strong basics program and adding in the component of critical thinking. This is really important, and that type of curriculum will prepare our students for any college that they would want to go to or any career that they would want to have. It's important to have that critical thinking piece and to prepare our teachers to be able to teach that. So the teachers are creating their own integrated lessons to be able to teach smarter, not harder. The next item is budget. It's kind of an alphabetical list for me.
Okay.
Our budget.
I love an organization like that.
I am very organized. Our budget this year is comfortable. Educational budgets go up and down. And right now we're in a comfort zone. But we really need to be smart about our budget because down the road there's going to be expenses, and we don't want to have to cut programs and people if we're smarter now. So I think it's going to be critical to make sure that the budget is really as tight as it can be and still afford what the students need to learn. And my last letter of the alphabet is T for technology. Technology is the new pencil. Technology is not a be-all, end-all in itself anymore. Our students need to be prepared, and our classrooms need to have the state-of-the-art technology. We're off to a good start with Chromebooks in every 5th and 6th grade classroom and trained teachers using those Chromebooks to integrate lessons, to provide education that isn't just the same as it was, but new and exciting. And I really think that technology is going to, and to have the support staff for the technology. So those are the 3 important things for next year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more about that. Are Chromebooks going to be given to junior high and high school students going to be having them?
I don't know that. I know that it's 5th and 6th grade, and in some schools 4th grade is able to happen. A lot of schools are using some of their netbooks that they had before down in the lower levels. I am not sure if they have provided Chromebooks in the middle schools yet.
Would you be in favor of every student having a Chromebook or every student having the same tablet?
It would be nice to have every student have the same tablet because then maintenance is easy. Mm-hmm. If something goes down, there could be 2 extra in the school and a child's could be made up. Short of that, the bring your own plan is a nice temporary fix. That way everyone has it. But there's a little more control when you have everybody have the same software because then hopefully we don't have too much investigating on their own.
Yeah, good. I think I'm kind of in favor of having everyone have the same kind of tablet. But that's just me, and I'm not going to be on the board. So, and what is your understanding of restorative justice? Do you agree or disagree? But what is your understanding of it?
Whether it's called restorative justice or restorative practices, I know that we've changed our focus this year. Basically what that means is a clear set of behavioral expectations and the support so students can achieve those behavioral expectations and the personal accountability for each child if they don't follow those behavioral expectations. Restorative justice doesn't let a child off the hook. It's not free will for the child. It's holding them accountable, but then educating that child as to why this wasn't the right choice that they made, how they could have made a better choice, and watching them and giving them the support they need so that they can succeed in the classroom, which is their environment when they're at school. Everything should come back to education. We're in the business of education. And it shouldn't, consequences shouldn't be punitive. I totally believe in keeping promises. And if you promise a child that if you behave like this is what will happen, it goes either way, consequences or rewards.
The do you see this is kind of a secondary question, but do you see the teacher taking care of restorative justice, or do you see the administration taking care of whatever that is, or however that works out, or do you see it as it being a process?
Behavior and discipline has always been a graduated place. It starts in the classroom. That's the teacher is the one who knows that child more than anyone. And they will know when it's something that they can handle within the classroom, and when they need the extra support from going to the administration and saying, how can we help this child? This is not working. This was the reaction. This was the behavior. I need help to get the behavior to change. And it should always be a gradient. It should never just be the principal or the administration. It should never just be the teacher. It needs to be teamwork. And it's more like a family when it's that way. And that's how it should be. We want good behaviors, and students are on their best behavior at school for the most part. So we have to show them what our idea of their best behavior is so that they can achieve those.
Okay, we just kind of talked about technology, so that was my third question, but we don't need to go there. How much of the budget do you think you really understand, and how do you think that money could be saved or spent in a better way?
I love the budget. I'm sorry, world, I'm a geek. I love budgets. My own budgets at home are extensive. When I was a principal, I not only knew my own budget, but I knew all the elementary school budgets. Is this school using their money better than I am? Could I use this? Could I call them up and say, hey, I'm doing this. Maybe if the three of us did it, we could get a better rate. I totally watched that. When I was in the district office, I was in charge of a department's budget. So I knew that department budget, and being the person I am, once I was out in the school again, I went back to the other departments and checked them out. When I was in adult ed, they had a whole separate budget. I really think that coming in as a new board member, I will have a really good understanding of our budget. That being said, based upon board goals, we need to make sure that we spend the money to get the most bang for the buck. We need to make sure we're not spending money just because we have it, but we're spending it so that students learn more and are better prepared for college and career. How do I think we could cut the budget more? Well, I'm not sure exactly this year. That's something I'll find out when I'm on the board. But from a long-term standpoint, I know there's a perception that we have too many administrators up in the district office. So we need to make make it clear everybody's purpose, how they support the classroom, how they support the child's learning, that position, and why it's an important position. And if it isn't, then we need to start consolidating and more people work harder so that we can get better use of our money. People are the most expensive piece in our budget. They're the most valuable piece, but we need to make sure that everybody there has a purpose.
I have a question about interns, and we do have some time. Actually, we have quite a lot of time, 2 or 3 minutes at least.
Oh,
yeah.
Lots and lots.
So I did send some things out about a place where interns could be, a person to contact at UCI regarding interns. So what is your feeling about using an intern?
I think I think it's exciting. One of the things that I found when I was an administrator and as a board member, I can see how it comes down the pike and it moves around, is research. There are so many laws, there's so many other schools, there's so many other places that are doing what we're doing, and why should we create it if it's already there? Always refine it, make it our own, but if someone else is doing it, but that research takes time. How exciting would it be for a young college person to experience the first level of government, to see what working in an administrative capacity is by assisting someone that's on the board. So, and we're educators, or I'm an educator. I believe in education, so wouldn't that be a great opportunity to have that student working with the board? I could see the board utilizing 1 or 2 for the whole board, and I hopefully wouldn't hog that person too much because I probably have the largest learning curve as far as being a board member because I've never done that job. I think
great.
it's exciting to have an intern.
Yeah, and could you use an intern during the campaign, do you think, as well?
I absolutely. There are so many places for volunteers to help out with walking precincts and mailing and folding papers and planting signs and delivering things that I am now learning as a first-time campaigner.
Yeah.
That extra help would be great. Always love extra help.
You know, this has been great. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add to? I'm sure you have a lot to talk about, but is there anything else you'd like to add right at the moment regarding, you know, running or the board or anything regarding education?
I think that one of the things that I can bring two big things to the board that I think are very important. Number one, I have a breadth of experience. I have experienced so many facets of education that piece will not be a learning curve for me. And the second thing is I have always had the gift of being able to translate educanese into normal talk. I can explain what rigorous curriculum is so someone understands it. And education is full of wonderful acronyms that we have to explain. And I enjoy explaining it. So one of the things that I hope to be able to do as a board member is communicate with our public, with the teachers, with other staff members, and say, this is my understanding of what this is, and if you have questions, please contact me so I can explain it to you. I hope to bring that to our board.
Charlene, thank you very much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Sandy.